sometimes these things just happen. But you got to get on with your life. It's not always going to be the way you wanted it to be. And besides, they're just pancakes. Oh, Boozhoo ni jana shanabedug. And welcome back to Boozhoo Nana Boozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Nana Boozhoo, Natasha away. This is Natasha. She's little Gush Kingdom. She's sad because her pancakes didn't turn out the way she had hoped. And in life, sometimes life's filled with disappointment. You can really have your hopes up about something, and sometimes it doesn't turn out the way you want it to be. And I'm not sure what to say about that. In the Anishinaabe way, we have a saying. We say, Niwi Ayan Makare Mashki Kiwabu. I want some coffee. Hey, you want some coffee? Grandma, can you make us some coffee? We need a picker-upper. Yeah, I don't think she's even here. Okay, so Gush Kingdom, sad. Or if you want to say, I am sad, you say, Ningush Kingdom, I'm sad. Ningush Kingdom, my pancakes didn't turn out. What am I gonna do? Hey, alright, well, you've been watching Boozhoo Nana Boozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Nana Boozhoo, and I will see you again. Igawaba min minawa. Hawa. Yeah, you're just gonna have to move on. I mean, I'm sorry. I want to be supportive, but who cares?
It's coming on Christmas. They're cutting down trees. They're putting up reindeer and singing songs of joy and peace. So I wish I had a river I could skate away on. But it don't snow here, it stays pretty green. I'm gonna make a lot of money, then I'm gonna quit this crazy scene. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. Oh, I wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to fly. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I made my baby cry. He tried hard to help me, he put me at ease. Lord, he loved me so naughty, made me weak in the knees. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I'm so hard to handle, I'm selfish and I'm sad. Now I'm gone and lost the best baby that I ever had. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. Oh, I wish I had a river so long would teach my feet to fly. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I made my baby say goodbye. It's coming on Christmas. They're cutting down trees. They're putting up reindeer and singing songs of joy and peace. I wish I had a river I could skate away on.
So at least we're not wasting a whole bunch of tape. Alright. Hey, Boozhoo Anishinaabe Doog. Welcome back. And we're reading Amic's Blood. We're just reading a few pages every day until Christmas. So this is Amic's Blood Part 4. And we're going to start on page 16. So here we open up on a picture of the Vladimir Castle. And the biggest full moon I've ever seen. Alright, here we go. Back at Castle Blood, Vladimir and Tina were discussing their daughter. Vladimir pulled the covers up close to his chin and said, "I still can't believe I allowed you to talk me into sending Amix to that school." "Well, dear, it was your idea to take her out of the Vampire Institute," Tina replied as she cleared the tray beside his bed. "Ugh, don't remind me. My Amix was too good for that idiot school," Vladimir proclaimed. "I remember that night like it was only yesternight." 2 months earlier, Vladimir and Tina were sitting in the offices of the head administrator of the Area Vampire Technical Institute. Dr. Chocula leaned back on his red leather chair and began to read from the manila folder in his hands. Falls asleep in class, he read out loud. Refuses to drink blood. Shows zero ability in bat transformation class. Displays a disinterest in vampire culture and history, and ultimately isn't making satisfactory progress at this institution. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Blood, I am aware of Amix's disability, so I don't mean to sound insensitive, but she doesn't seem to really belong with the full-blooded vampires. Vladimir slowly rose to his feet. Lightning crashed and lit up the office. His eyes became completely white, and his fangs grew a full inch. "How dare you!" he hissed. "My little girl is unique, and all the more special because of it. Your own mediocrity blinds you from recognizing it." Then, taking Tina's hand, he said, "Let's go, darling. We won't have Amix spend one more day in this dump." "You were so angry," Tina said, returning to Vladimir's bed. She smiled and adjusted her husband's pillow. "My hero." "Oh, that little twerp," Vladimir said. "He's lucky I'm a pacifist." "But were we really so wrong to want her to have all the same advantages of the full-bloods?" Tina asked. "Isn't that what the boarding school will do?" "That boarding school is run by the same church that protested our marriage, my love," he replied. "Why can't there be a school that respects her elven heritage?" "Obviously I don't like it any more than you do, dear," Tina said. "But it's a vampire's world now. Amix can't live in the past." "Such a pity," Vladimir sighed. "Sometimes I am ashamed to be a vampire." Back at the boarding school, the students were getting ready for bed. Rows of coffins lay side by side in the basement. The sun would soon rise, and every elf was expected to sleep throughout the day. Amix was already lying down in her coffin. In spite of the no-talking rule, Amix whispered, "Hey, Snap, can you hear me?" "You're not supposed to talk," he replied, also in a whisper. "I'm busting out of here," Amix said. "You with me?" "Are you crazy?" Snap replied in a louder whisper. "You want to end up like Geldof and Jared?"
Do you want to end up like Sister Dracula? You're one to talk, Omix, Snap said. You're already half vampire. What's that supposed to mean? I mean, if I get caught, it's off to Santa's workshop, he replied. If you get caught, they just bring you back. Omix was silent. She knew Snap was right, and it made her feel guilty. She didn't really belong there any more than she did at the Vampire Institute. It was clear to the young girl she was on her own. She would wait until the sun was high in the afternoon sky, and then make her escape while the teachers were asleep. All right, let's stop right there. That's about 5 minutes. I'm going to try to keep these podcasts short. All right, well, I just want to say miigwech. Thank you for watching. Boozhoo Nana Boozhoo. And I will see you again. Igawaba min, minawa. Hawa. Yeah, it's getting deep.
Well, I wouldn't give no never mind. Hey there, boss. You fixing to record another podcast? Yeah, I was thinking we could talk about Turtle Island today. I want to tell the story of Mishike Minasi, the formation of Turtle Island. Well, that sounds just fine to me. What do you think, Mamengwa? You want to hear the story of Turtle Island? That sounds pretty good to me. All right. Well, whenever you're ready, boss. I think I got the levels up. All right, let's do it. Boozhoo! Welcome to Boozhoo Nana Boozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Nana Boozhoo, and today we're going to talk about Mishike Minasi, Turtle Island. This is a story of how Turtle Island came to be. Back in the days of the grandfathers, when Gitche Manitou first put original people, when he first put the Anishinaabe on the earth, everyone lived in harmony with nature and with Gitche Manitou's laws. But after a while, they became greedy and petty, and the Anishinaabe started to fight with each other. Brother turned against brother, and soon they were even killing each other over hunting grounds and other disagreements. So Gitche Manitou looks down and he's like, oh, what? I gotta wash away all this and start over. So he sent in a great flood. He sent in a Chimushkobi one, a great flood. And it started to rain, and it rained. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. And when the storm broke, the water animals were all sort of floating around together. They didn't know what to do. For as far as they could see, there was only water. Well, pretty soon, Shungweshi, the mink, he goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to swim down to the bottom. I'm going to grab a handful of earth, and I'll bring it up. And with the help of Gitche Manitou and the four winds, I believe we can transform this earth into a new land where we can live. So the animals were all like, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. So he dove down, and he was gone for a long time. And when he came back, he was like, oh, I couldn't do it. It's too deep. Well, pretty soon Mung comes up. And he's like, hey, I am a great swimmer, Mung the loon. He goes, let me try. So he goes down. After a while, he comes back up, same thing. He's like, oh, it's really deep down there. I swam and I swam, but I couldn't reach the bottom. Gee, they didn't know what to do. And pretty soon they hear this little voice. Well, maybe I should try. And they turn around, and who do they see? Wojciech, muskrat. And they're like, oh, hey, muskrat. Thank you, but if Mung, the loon, can't do it, what makes you think you can? And Wojciech says, well, I've got to give it a try. They're like, okay then. So Wojciech took a big breath of air, and then he dove down, and he swam as hard as he could. And he swam and he swam. And the minutes passed. And pretty soon everyone started to get really worried. And Mashike, the turtle, he goes, Wojciech's been gone a long time. And just then they could see a dark figure slowly rising to the surface. And when he finally came to the top of the water, they turned him over, and it was Wojciech, a muskrat. And he had died. He had sacrificed his life trying to get the earth. And all the animals started to cry. And they started to sing a mourning song. And their song traveled across the lake, or across the water. But then they looked down, and the little muskrat's paw opens up. And what do they see? A little piece of earth. And they're like, oh, wow, he made it after all. Wojciech has sacrificed himself for us. And they started to sing another song, praising the bravery of Wojciech, the brave muskrat. Well, Gitche Manadu hears this, and he calls down in a loud voice. He says, put that earth on the back of Mashike, the turtle. So they put the little bit of earth on the back of the turtle. And then Gitche Manadu commanded the winds from the four directions to blow in at the same time. And it created a tornado. And pretty soon, Mashike, the turtle, he started to grow. And as he grew, the earth, it multiplied on his back. And he grew, and he grew, until finally he became Turtle Island, or what we call today, North America. So that is a story of how Turtle Island came to be. And our Ojibwe words today, Mishike Minise, Turtle Island. All right. Well, you've been watching Boozhoo Nana Boozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Nana Boozhoo, and I will see you again. Kigawaba min, minawa, hoa. Yeah. Mashike Minise, Turtle Island. Oh, what do you think, Mamengwa? Oh, I don't know. It's pretty good.
Fighting men. They have full 3,000.
That's 5 to 1. Besides, they are all fresh.
'Tis a fearful odds. Oh, that we now had here. But 1/10,000 of those men in England that do no work today.
What's he that wishes so? My cousin Westmoreland? No, my fair cousin. If we are marked to die, we are enough to do our country loss. And if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. God's will, I pray thee, wish not one man more. Rather, proclaim it, Westmoreland, through my host, that he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Crispin. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispin. He that shall see this day and live old age will yearly, on the vigil, feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispin's. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot, but he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in their mouths as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers,
For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition.
And gentlemen in England, now abed, shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whiles any speaks that thought with us upon St. Crispin's day!
I never meant one word, I never meant one word, I never meant one word. I never meant one word, I never meant one word, I never meant one word I said. Now you're my one, you're my only regret. I never meant one word, I never meant one word, I never meant one word I said. I lost my job just the other day, and like everybody else, well, I've got a mountain of bills that need to be paid. Then I lost my way, now I don't know which way to go. But the wind may blow and the grass may grow, and for all we know, well, it just might snow. And what'll I do? What have we become when the day is over and the night's begun? What'll I do about me and you? I told you before, we are so through. But I never meant one word, I never meant one word, I never meant one word I said. I never meant one word, I never meant one word, I never meant one word I said. Now you're my one, you're my only regret. I never meant one word, I never meant one word, I never meant one word I said. I used to sit up at night just so I could watch ya. I wrote on my bedroom wall, Michael loves Natasha. I never meant one word, I never meant one word, I never meant one word I said. I never meant one word, I never meant one word, I never meant one word I said. Now you're my one, you're my only regret. I never meant one word, I never meant one word, I never meant one
Hey, hey, Boozhoo. I'm working on a song for the podcast. I'm gonna write a new theme song. Boozhoo, Nana Boozhoo, welcome to Nana Boozhoo. Niemand Waydam, Oba Noon Goom, welcome to Boozhoo, Nana Boozhoo. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Well, in any case, welcome to Boozhoo, Nana Boozhoo, my podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I'm happy to see you. And today it's gonna be really cold. Kisana, it is cold today. They say we've got a high of 10 below. Oh, that's really cold. And so our phrase today, our Ojibwe phrase, Ningikaj, brr, Ningikaj, brr, I'm cold. Somebody crank up the space heater, Ningikaj, I'm cold. So what do you do when you're cold? You play the guitar. You rock and roll. Nah, just kidding. Let's see. Ningikaj, brr, it's really cold, don't you know? Don't you know, eh? Did you ever see that movie Fargo? I was living out in Fargo at the time, and a lot of the Norwegians were like, oh, hey, we don't talk like that. You know, that movie's not realistic, don't you know? Yeah. Or what else did they say on that? Yeah, you bet. You bet. Or I can't do the voice, but it's not that different than the res accent, really. You know, ho, oof, da. Anyway, so, brr, ningi guys, it's cold. And that's our Ojibwe phrase for today. On a gisana, because it is cold. It's a high of 10 below in northern Minnesota. All right. Well, you've been watching Boozhoo Nana Boozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. And I am Nana Boozhoo. I will see you again. Giga Waba Min, Minawa Hoa.